Welcome to Hi-Fi. I'm Marcos, this is Kurt, and today we're going to be talking about the Focal Kanta 1s. Not only can the French tantalize your taste buds with French cuisines and delicacies, they can also tickle your ears with hi-fi sound and dazzle your eyes with modernized speaker creations. Known for their unique, progressive designs and dedication to hi-fi sound, Focal, proudly made in France, has seduced music lovers and audiophiles around the world since 1979. And the Focal Kanta 1s are no exception. Not only do these speakers look amazing, but they sound great too. You may be asking yourself, how great do they sound? Let's find out together. The Focal Kanta 1s are a premium two-way bookshelf speaker, rated at 8 ohms, 88 decibel sensitivity. Focal recommends these to be driven anywhere in the 25 to 150 watt range. The Kanta 1s are Focal's entry into the beryllium tweeter. Beryllium is the lightest metal on Earth. What's the advantage of having a beryllium tweeter?
Yeah, some of the advantages is that the whole idea between really good driver design is you want to use materials that are as light and as rigid as possible. So coupled with their, a little bit newer materials, what they use is flax. Flax fibers are actually tubular, so they're actually really, really light. And then again, being it light and rigid. So that's kind of keeping with the same design philosophy with the tweeter and the mid-range and bass driver. It just allows for really, really quick response from the drivers.
The Kanta 1s feature a really modern, clean design, available in several different finishes. What do you think of the design, Kurt?
Yeah, actually, when it was released quite a few years back now, I remember I was at the unveiling. And I didn't like it at first. It was, honestly, I didn't like it. I thought it was, because it's quite different looking compared to most other speakers that you're looking at. And actually, after we started installing some of these, I actually started to see, it can really fit in a lot of decors. I still find it's going to be very polarizing, but it's actually surprising how good it could fit in a lot of different decors and, of course, a lot of people's tastes.
They do seem to be a really, almost like a focal piece in a room, for sure.
Yes, and they will stand out, and they kind of look very artsy when it's in a room.
Yeah. Great part about the design, it also serves a great function. So with this faceplate here, it's actually made from a high density polymer that Focal developed. That's actually 70% denser than MDF.
What's really neat too as well is it's kind of curved in here. So when you look at a side shot, you'll actually almost see that this tweeter is kind of recessed slightly in.
Yeah.
And again, that's just to improve the timing and the coherency from the drivers. Because as you know, the speed of your upper frequencies and your lower frequency, they travel at different speeds.
Yeah. The overall fit and finish of the Kanta 1 is definitely premium. With the glass top walnut veneer and everything about it is just really beautiful. Performance-wise, the Kanta 1s are stunners. The bass is really tight and well controlled, and the high frequencies are extremely spatial and airy. Almost like a starry night, you can hear every little bit of detail.
No, I agree with you, Marcos. One of the biggest misconceptions, though, is I think people are really mistaking for Focal speakers brightness over detail. A lot of times when you're listening to Focal, because it's so detailed, a lot of people think that it comes off bright. And even in measurements, when we do some measurements in the room, it's actually, you can see there's not a bunch of peaks in the frequency range in the upper end. It's actually quite linear, and I think it's what makes Focal's strength is that effortless detail that it has.
During our DB test, we did multi-levels of volume listening. How did they perform at 60 decibels?
Focal speakers are such a detailed speakers and very transparent. Even at a very low level, you really can hear the whole frequency of the music, which is really appealing, especially when you are for just kind of background listening or anything like that. You can still hear everything in the music.
Yeah, I did think they had a really nice presence. In our DB test, we also measured at a really high level. I was shocked by the performance of these speakers, hitting well above 95 decibels.
Yeah, which was actually quite surprising, especially for a stand mount type speaker. I didn't even actually think that would reach that. And when we were talking about 95 decibels, this was 95 decibels you can hear with zero distortion. And from about 13 to 15 feet away, that's a really good output in that kind of for a speaker of this size.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And one thing though I like to note is that I actually feel that it was the amplifier that was starting to gas out before even the speakers. I have a feeling if we had a bigger amp that was hooked up to there, I'm pretty sure comfortably we can reach close to 100 decibels, which is about the equivalent of a lawnmower.
One of the songs we listened to on the Kanta ones was Hometown Dream by Helado Negro. And I love this song because it has this amazing spatialness to his vocal, especially when the vocals fade off a little bit. They add this amazing effect to it. What did you think, Kurt?
Yeah, I think overall in that song was really good. And when you mentioned the vocal part, yeah, because what they're trying to do when they're recording, they're kind of panning and the voices were kind of moving out from center and then kind of go left to right. And it really did a good job because with Focal, one thing is it's got a really big sound stage, and these speakers do kind of disappear. They disappear into the room where you can't really localize the speaker. So on that song, that was really apparent on that vocals. And one thing is I do notice the bass. The bass is really tuneful and articulate. In my opinion though, kind of in this price range, I don't think it's the most dynamic bass that's out there. I think the quality of the bass is really good. I wish it was a little bit more dynamic, and that would just really even make it excel.
The next level.
Yeah, already more so than it already does.
Yeah, they just had this amazing presence to them. The next song we listened to was Big Jet Plane, a live recording by Angus and Julia Stone. With this recording, you can hear all the detail in the individual instruments.
Yeah, because with that song, it's a live recording, because we decided to listen to the live recording. One of the key things I noticed again with Focal is because of its transparency, you really can hear every layer and everything into the music. You know, we were able to, a couple things is on the drums. I don't know this for sure, but to me it sounds really apparent that he was using wood sticks with wood tips as well, as opposed to using plastic, and it's the little details like that you can pick up in the speaker that's quite amazing. One of the other things I noticed too is on the harmonica. On the harmonica, you can really see when they're breathing in and out. You can really capture that, and then kind of covering the harmonica. You know, you can really get a sense, and the amount of even hearing from the air exit and the body, and opening and closing, and getting that feeling that you know exactly what the artist and that musician is playing. It's pretty incredible how you can pick it up on a speaker like that, and that's because it's so transparent and detailed.
Yeah, it was incredible how you could really hear like the depth of the stage, even when the crowd shouted as well. It almost seemed like they were a lot like you could hear them behind the microphone, and then this band in front of the mics. It was really interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly how you really, because that sound stage is so deep, and everything is too, is when you talk about the crowd, everything is not all mixed in, you know, and sometimes even the clapping is kind of hard to produce to make it sound like it's lifelike. And one thing you notice is even the clapping in the crowd and stuff, it was so distinct and very lifelike, again, because it's relatively neutral speaker, but because again with that level of intricacy that it has, it's able to pick up a lot of stuff that you won't hear normally from other speakers.
The Focal Kanta 1 is best suited for somebody that's just looking for amazing detail, great live performance, and very airy highs. It's best suited for rooms from 250 square feet and under, and 8 to 10 foot ceilings.
I agree with especially with the room size. I think though you'll be able to get away easily if you say you do have vaulted ceilings, maybe a bigger room. You'll be able to, I think, if you augment that with a sub, you'll be fine, because as you can see, is with the SPL levels that we had on here, like this,
yes.
This thing goes, it's got a lot of power. One thing is, what I think would suit people too as well, is anybody looks wise. I know it's going to be very polarizing for some people, and and sometimes that it can be an issue trying to integrate a speaker like this in your living space. But here, if you got a really contemporary, or you kind of like this more artsy look, it's really going to fit that for customers that have this homes designed like that. I'd say another thing too as well is for that customer that's really just wants to hear every part of the music. There's actually a lot of people, to tell you, that over the years that I've dealt with, sometimes they don't crave to hear every last detail or every nuance. And again, there's no right or wrong. You always pick on what strengths you like the most. And one of the strengths in this speaker is its absolute transparency and effortless detail. Again, the reason why I say effortless, it's not bright, but for those people that want to be able to really hear everything into the music, highly recommend it for them.
You really, pick out every part of the recording, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, and that is its main strength of the speaker.
Thanks for watching our video on the Focal Kanta 1s. If you enjoyed our video, please leave us a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like our page. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.